okay, let's make a obstacle, because we don't want, when we go to create, or when we go to produce this generative design outcome, we don't want it to grow into this area inside here, because that's where the wheel is going to be placed inside there. So what we're going to do is we're going to create an obstacle geometry. So what I do is I come in here, I'm going to create a new sketch, and I'll place on that face, and I just go ahead and create my center diameter circle, and we'll say it's 7.25. Let's do that for my wheel. Finish my sketch, and let's extrude that out to the next side over here. Oh, and not join. Cancel that, sorry. Let's do this, extrude that, and extrude that over to here. And we're going to make that a new body. Okay. So that would be an obstacle for keeping generative design from growing. So when we're thinking about this, I like to think about this as something in nature, like ivy, or maybe a bonsai tree. We create some obstacles for it to grow around. So it's going to start, and we're going to create preserved geometry around this area in here where it's going to bolt to that axle in there. Also some preserved geometry up here at the top where it bolts to the top plate there. And what it does is it says with this obstacle geometry, from this area here where it's bolting, do not grow inside of that obstacle. So go around that obstacle there. All right. So when I hit finish edit model, I can say, okay, that's my obstacle. Okay. And you can see how it has turned red. So that's going to be an obstacle for this to not grow into. I can also, in my edit model, add something called connector obstacles. This is something great for like bolting locations. So with like bolting holes and everything like that, I can pick a first part of my shaft, second part of the shaft, and then say, hey, let's have a bolt head on it. Or if it needs some tool clearance, we can add tool clearance on that as well. Okay, so with this, I can define whether we want some obstacle in there for the bolt to be able to fit, or the tool clearance to be able to fit a tool inside there so it doesn't grow into there, so we can fit that tool in. I can do it for that side. I can also do it for the other side. Okay. When I hit finish edit model there, you can see that since we're using a connector obstacle, it automatically takes that and sends that to the obstacle geometry. Then also what we can do is come in here, and I'm going to create a new sketch on this, and I'm going to create a diameter circle here. I'm just going to use the same diameter of that down at the bottom. Finish that sketch, and then extrude that out to here. And I'll say that's a new body. Okay, and that's going to be my preserved geometry then at that point. So I'm going to finish edit model, and I'm going to say, okay, preserved geometry is that location there, because we need something to have that axle go through the bolt to down there for the inside of the wheel. So if I turn off my model components now of that frame, you can see now it's starting to build some areas here. So we got some preserve, we got some obstacles. So but essentially what this is going to do is it's going to start at this preserve, and I'm going to have some other preserves here at the top for where it bolts to that plate. And it's going to take that and grow that from this preserve geometry up to that other preserve geometry by going around the obstacles.